when people think of ACORN, many think of voter registration fraud. That's how the organization came into the national spotlight during the 2008 election, when ACORN workers turned in thousands of phony voter registration forms. That led to several criminal investigations, and as Eric Shawn reports, there is a lot more to that story.
Your bottom line is to reach your voter registration goal, whether it's 5,000 or 15,000 registration. But you can't do it alone.
These vintage training videos, obtained by Fox News from the Wisconsin Historical Society's ACORN collection, suggest ACORN and its affiliates have been teaching the hard sell of voter registration for decades.
Don't give up. Persistence gets results.
Watch what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my clipboard out so that you can't get by me, and I'll just be walking with you, sort of like a bullfight.
When I joined ACORN, I learned we could work to get other people elected.
Beulah Labostri, the president of the Louisiana chapter of ACORN, joined the organization 33 years ago.
I learned about voter registration then. And we got just about everybody in New Orleans registered. I think we got like 60,000 in that little city registered with no problems.
But now, problems are seemingly all you hear about when it comes to ACORN's voter registration drives. Thousands of registrations rejected by authorities across the country. Criminal investigations of the group or its employees in multiple states. Dozens of ACORN workers reportedly convicted in connection with the organization's voter registration efforts. ACORN's national leadership declined our repeated interview requests to discuss these issues, but Labostri sat down with us alongside Wade Rathke. She echoed ACORN's often repeated explanation that it's a victim of its own workers.
Naturally, you're going to get people who are going to do something they shouldn't do. You know, I don't know how you could stop that.
Our next witness is going to be Chris Edwards. Okay.
But ACORN's former Las Vegas field director, Christopher Edwards, testified that ACORN managers, as well as its foot soldiers, can be the problem. As part of a plea deal with prosecutors, Edwards pled guilty to misdemeanors and is now testifying against ACORN and a former ACORN official, Amy Busfink. It is a criminal case in which ACORN itself is charged with felony offenses. 13 counts of compensation for registration of voters as part of a program in its Las Vegas office known as Blackjack or 21 Bonus. And Edwards testified that ACORN and its former regional director, Amy Busfink, supported the plan.
She thought it was a great idea and it was working.
Busfink's lawyer says she's not guilty and actually tried to stop it.
You ever recall her telling you to stop the Blackjack bonus program?
Absolutely not.
ACORN denies any wrongdoing, and its attorney says that the prosecution has unfairly targeted the organization. But Nevada's Secretary of State, Ross Miller, a Democrat, says what ACORN did is not only criminal, but also undermines our democratic system.
I think these charges strike at the heart of having integrity in the electoral process, and that's something that's important in Nevada, but it should be important in the entire country.
Whatever happens in Nevada and elsewhere, ACORN's founder, Wade Rathke, is now making a surprising prediction that ACORN, after 38 years, may soon decide it's time to get out of the voter registration business altogether.
ACORN is probably debating whether or not to continue to be involved in voter registration. The damage to the organization by these allegations, true or false, is very, very difficult to manage.
Coming up, ACORN on Capitol Hill.
This report has claims of racketeering, fraud, and embezzlement, charges that would normally put people in prison. Are they going there?
That's after the break.